Hello and welcome to the performance streaming broadcast of the ANZCAR Thunder series for round 8 of season 3 2022 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. My name is Matthew Hunter and I'll be bringing you the action here tonight. Apologies if my voice sounds a bit weird or a bit croaky, or I have a bit of silence while I mute the microphone. I have actually been sick for about 3 days, so yes, if there's any interruptions, that will be the cause of that. Um, yeah, so we've just joined in now. The drivers are sort of lining up and doing their qualifying now, and while we're waiting for them to do their qualifying, we will actually have a quick look for the points table, as we are 7 races down now. And in the lead of the points table is Matthew Raymond. He is a good 3 points clear of Josh Mickelmore. Of course, these points currently, as they stand, are all before the drop rounds. So um, we have another 2 races, and then we will have 2 drop rounds applying for the first 9 races. And so the two worst results. And from there, it'll be just a straight shootout for rounds 10 and 11. But until then, we have Matthew Raymond on top, Josh Mickelmore in second, Norman Clark having a good solid season in third. Hamish Gallagher is stalking his way up now. Obviously, Hamish is defending champion and looking to go for 5 Thunder championships in a row. He obviously skipped around where he was away, but that will even out once the drop rounds come into apply. And Ruben Phelps round out your top 5. Noddy Tompkins having a good run in 6 as well. Stephen Williams in 7. Luke Georgeson and Tom Neal, teammates sharing 8th position at the moment. And Jamie Nankervis in the top, making up the top 10. So that's how your points are at the moment. So we'll just go through the race conditions as well. You can see on the left-hand side there, the drivers are qualifying, and that will be putting up the times. Actually, we'll just change. We have a new overlay system, so we should be able to see the lap times and stuff here. So that left-hand column, while I'm talking to, will be sort of updating with our positions on where everyone is and their lap times. Of course, we're at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. A 1.5 mile oval, although it does say it is 2 miles on the information there, so that's a bit weird. But yeah, 4 turns, tri-oval, D-shaped oval. And in terms of our track temperature and our air temperature first, it is 21 degrees Celsius, and our track temperature is 34 degrees Celsius. So not as hot as we have seen some tracks. We've seen some tracks this season up and around the mid 40s. But 34 degrees is still fairly warm. No humidity and a 16 kilometre per hour wind coming from the west, and a partially cloudy sky. Now, having a little look at that the track diagram over in the left-hand corner there with the north indicator, having a look at the west. So that sort of looks like maybe pushing you, or maybe if you're heading into sort of turn 1 to turn, it might be sort of pushing you down the track from top to bottom. But of course, with the banking on the track, you might be sheltered from the wind there. Maybe in turn 3, it might try and push you up the track a bit, but it shouldn't be too much. Although 20 kilometers an hour, it's still a good breeze there. So we'll jump out of that, and of course, we're just having a little look at our last lap time on the side there. And if we actually change that over to our best lap time, we can sort of see there that it looks like Hamish Gallagher is going to take up the pole position at the moment with a 30.506 compared to Foster's 30.563. So, and then Jason Martin pretty close behind, also in the 30.5s. So based on qualifying time alone there, I think we're set for a really good battle there. Just having a look, waiting for qualifying to finish. We're looking at about 0.02 of a second separating the top 15 positions there, so that's pretty close. All right, so what we will do now, so we'll just wait for the drivers to line up on the grid, and excellent. So they're just lining up there, and we'll run through the grid. the official grid positions. So Hamish Gallagher and Edward Foster will share the front row. Jason Martin and Ryan Jones will be starting from the second row. Michael Skurlock and Josh Mickelmore share the next row. Joshua Carroll Warden and Mirko Dorfnack. Luke Chahir and Norman Clark. Ruben Phelps and Tom Neal. Just threw myself out of position there. There we go. It was a bit slow to catch up. Here we go. 13th position. So Stephen Williams and Noddy Tompkins. Nigel Patton and Luke Georgeson. Mark Smith and Jamie Nankervis. And Sean Ducky. I need to learn how to pronounce that name because Sean is actually one of our new ANZCAR admins and will be taking over running the Funder Series next year. So I do need to learn how to pronounce that name properly. Don Gilbert will be starting from the 20th position. Good to see a new face in there. Nigel Siddell, Josh Kellichan, Paul Drady, Brad Finlay, and Greg Spencer in 25th position. Now that's only the drivers who qualified. So I think we are seeing... There's 32 cars on the server, so a real bumper grid. Of course, we took a week off last week, and we've returned this week and got a real bumper grid there, so be good to see how we get on there. And so while we're just waiting for them to load back up, I did check in with one of the drivers earlier to get an idea of fuel mileage and tyres. About 40 to 45 laps for a tank of fuel. Now, you might be able to save enough fuel to go to maybe a lap 50 to one-stop the race, but you're probably going to be clutching it, and you're probably going to be really going slow in those laps. And if you do that, you're probably in danger of actually going a lap down just on speed. So you might have to really drastically slow down to be able to make that lap 50 mark. So I think what we'll see is we'll probably see a two-stop race. I think we'll probably see drivers go to about 34 laps. Bring as much as you can out of the car, tyres and fuel wise, for 34 laps. Come in, grab a new set and go back out and go hard. But it'd be interesting to see if some people do take the option and try and one-stop it. So as they just come around now, off turn 4. Hamish Gallagher will have control of the field. And he'll hit that restart zone. Hit the Geico restart zone. And he's hit it out, and he's away. And here we go. Gallagher's got a really good jump there. He's obviously communicated that with his teammate Martin behind him there, so they've managed to get a really good jump on the inside line. And Mickelmore has dropped in there as well. So, but Foster's getting a good run on the outside there. Martin comes up to try and cover, but Foster is going to drop back down to try and use that momentum. And we'll just drop back and have a little bit of look. There's got a 2-3 wide action at the back of the pack here. Everyone seems to be getting through pretty cleanly at the moment. It's good to see a good 2-3 wide action at the back there. Ooh, there's a car scraping the wall there. Excuse me. It's up to 29 of Maloney, has been pretty aggressive there. Looking to try and work his way up through the field. Up at the front, Gallagher's settled into a comfortable leading position. With Jason Martin in second, Ryan Jones sliding to third, and Ed Foster sliding to fourth. Those drivers are all pretty spread out. The battle's sort of around about that 5th, 6th and 7th spot. See Mickelmore, Skurlock and JCW there in the 35. They're battling pretty hard here, pretty early on from the 5th, 6th and 7th position. As we see Mirko Dortnack having a little bit of a look there on the inside. Decides not to make a move. Looking further down the pack there, I could just sort of see Dave Douglas was sticking his nose out in the rowdy energy car there, looking to make some pass some manoeuvres as well. And we're still seeing good 2-3 wide action down the back here. Dave is running in 20th position here, so this is sort of 20th to sort of 24th position you can see here. Side by side racing. Ooh, looks like Dave got a little bit loose there off the corner perhaps. He managed to save it. Pretty intense sort of battle pack going on around here. This is still too wide back here for 19th and 20th spot. This may come back to hurt them a little bit. They might be sacrificing a little bit of speed and lap time, losing more time to the leaders than they necessarily would if they could sort of settle down and get into single file. So I'll just head back up the front here. Still no real change at the front. We've got although in saying that, Ryan Jones is looking to make a move on Jason Martin now. Just not able to carry enough speed on the low line through the corner there for Jones. Martin was able to keep the momentum on the high line. It just lets Jason know that Ryan is there, and if Jason sort of lifts off the throttle a little bit too much, Ryan will certainly take the opportunity to pounce on him. As Martin looks like he's going to have a crack at Gallagher for the lead. As you see a change of position. Of course, he's 21 and the 13 teammates, so the 13 wasn't going to make it too difficult at this stage of the race for the 21. As we see now, Jones starting to line up Gallagher as well. This could be maybe a little bit of strategy going on here from Gallagher. He might be realising he needs to sort of back off a little bit and save a bit of fuel. If we have a look at the last lap times, we can see that Gallagher there is now in third position. His last lap time was a 31.7 compared to Martin's 31.3, Jones' 31.4. And if we have a look at what his best lap time was, 30.9, so almost nearly a full second of drop off already in the 10 laps that we've run. Just stabilised a little bit now. We're all running around that 31.5 mark. As we can see in the background there, Mick going side by side with the 62 of Mirko Dortnack. Mirko managing to use that momentum off the high line, get past there, and JCW in the 35 on the high line on the outside also looking as well. This looks like the 31 of Mickelmore is struggling a little bit with that right front tyre. He's perhaps heated it up a little bit too much, and it's perhaps not working so well for him, and might be pushing him up the track a little bit. So he's not sort of able to keep that momentum on the low line. Of course, if it's pushing you up the track towards other cars, you kind of have to sort of get out of the throttle and slow down a little bit to prevent yourself from going up and hitting into people. He seems to have settled down a little bit now. He's running that sort of that middle to high line now, and that should be pretty good. Should make it difficult for Skurlock to make it past him. Gallagher's got back past Jones for second. Just down the back of the pack, we'll just have a little look. Matty Ray's quite a way down at the moment, running 29th at this stage. And Sean is in the number 26. Here's in the pits there. Looks like he's got heavy damage to that right hand side there. Yeah, he's made contact with the wall there. So I'm not too sure what's kind of caused that, but I do see an event triggered on here, so we'll go back and have a look and see if we can work out what happened. So I see that going along here. Nothing so far. Still has a clean car at this point. Oh, so I think he's might have just ran up the back of Raymond Jaeger there, and that's sort of just bumped into the wall, unfortunately. And then he's come into the pits to get that damage repaired. And we are actually under caution. So whilst we were in the replay, we had a caution come out. So let's have a look and see what may have caused that event. So I'm showing incident points between... Oh, that's what caused the caution. What's happened there? And we'll just go back and have a look and see. So we've got the 35 on the bottom of Carol Warden and 62 of Mirko Dorfnack, and then they've come up out of the corner. And then there's just been a bit of contact. One wheel's run over the other wheel, and that's sent the 62 car up into the air and spinning. Struggling to get a good camera view of this one. Yeah, okay. Oh, we've got a overlay system freeze up, so that's not great. So just trying to get out of this and get back to live action, but we're not having luck in it at the moment. My apologies, the controls that I'm using for the overlays have just frozen up a bit there. Now we're back. Well, that was a bit weird, but we're back live. Finally. So the overlay system there just froze up on us for a bit. So while we were looking at those replays, everybody pitted. Everyone came in, and let's have a look at the pit box times. So we can have a look at the pit box times here once the order sorts itself out. Oh, the overlay system is freaking out at the moment, just causing delays. It's the trouble when you build a new overlay system and debut it. A few teething problems. Okay, let's try that again. Right, so in terms of pit box times, we can see everybody here, 14.5, 15 seconds. The longer ones would be for repairs. I would say at a 14 second to a 15 second pit stop, you're looking at 4 tyres and a full tank of full top up of fuel. Seeing that there is Norman Clark in 18th place with an 8.9 second stop, I would say he is probably only taking right side tyres only. So right side tyres and fuel for Norman Clark, but of course he is down in 18th spot. And if we have a look at the pit lane time, everyone's pretty much the same sort of time. There's not much variation there in the time that they have taken on pit lane as a total. around about that 40-second time mark. So while they're trundling through here, we will just have a little bit of a look and see a recap of our top 10. So Holmes Gallagher first, Martin second, Foster third, although it's now saying Foster is fourth, Carol Warden fifth, Mickamore sixth, Skurlock, Luke Trahir, Tom Neal and Stephen Williams make up the top 10. Right, as they're just reforming up here now. Lights on the pace car are out, so we will go green in a few moments. A couple more turns. Of course, with the restart on about on lap 20, I would expect to see drivers now look to make it to probably lap 40, split the remaining laps in half. As we're going to see Gallagher restarts the field there. Gallagher's managed to skip away pretty clear there. Good jump from Ryan Jones on that restart. Managed to clear Martin. As Foster and Mickamore go side by side into turn. Yeah, lost myself position on the track there. So the top running cars are all settled down. At the back here though, we've got 2 to 3 wide action again. As we see the 62 of Mirko looking to get it up on the inside there. Doesn't look to have too much damage after that crash there where it sort of jumped up in the air. Gonna go 3 wide here. Ram Yeager in the 23 in the middle there, I believe it was. And they went 3 wide into that corner. Sort of sorting themselves out here. Matty Ray is just sitting back a bit, opting to stay out of it. And there's the 09 of Norman Clark in 21st. Of course, we think he might have taken 2 tyres only on that pit stop. Doesn't look to have worked out very well for him at the moment because he seems to be dropping quite a bit. Now down to 24th position and last lap time of a 31.8 is about 0.8 of a second slower than the leaders that lap around. Back up near the front, this is the battle for 9th and 10th. We've got Lucha here on the outside there and Tom Neal looking to make the pass on the inside. Tom Neal and of course his teammate behind him, Luke Georgeson, having a good run in the championship inside the top 10. Both be hoping for a good strong finish today. As we see Neal drift up a little bit. And Georgeson's going to come through on the outside and make it even more difficult for his teammate. Trahir has managed to clear Neal and he's going to start using a bit more of the track to keep that speed. The top 5 cars are sort of pretty calm at the moment. They're all pretty close to each other, but they are sort of all single file and just logging laps really, and making sure to keep in touch with each other. There's Gallagher and Martin in front of that, teammates. As looks like Ryan Jones might have a bit of a run and having a bit of a look on the inside of Martin here. Looks like the car just pushes up tight there. Makes it hard for Jones to keep the momentum out of the corner, and Martin can use that momentum on the high line to fend off Jones' pass attempt there. As it looks like the 53 is doing behind them to the 31 as well. As Jones is trying to get on the outside here now, but he just hasn't quite got the overlap going into the corner. Maybe he does. Jason kept the car down low. I think we're going to see the 11 make the pass on the 21 now, because he's gone to the outside and using that momentum. Yeah, it's a good pass there. So it's a bit of a lesson just to keep in the back of your mind for later on, if you're Jason Martin, that not to let anybody get to that outside coming off the corners there. Just having a look at the comments. Yes, he has quit already. Sorry, just answering a comment. That's right, Jake Maloney has retired the car already. So that top 5 sort of settles down a little bit now. Question will be just how hard Jones pushes on Gallagher here, whether he wants to lead laps. Looks like he does, because he's trying to get a nice big diamond arc run off the corner, and does get the pass done. That was a great move. And Jason Martin followed him through there. Kind of like a big sort of diamond move, that one from Jones. He sort of went up the track and got it slowed down and turned down, and then sort of cut down to the bottom of the track and was able to get the big long run, make the straight longer, and get the more top end speed to get the pass done. So while this top 5 are all battling it out, let's have a little bit of a look and see what's going on back down the field as well. JCW doesn't seem to have too much of a damage or issue with the car after that being involved in that caution. Battling there with Skurlock for 7th and 8th. Luke Georgeson has managed to get past both his teammate Neil and Luke Trujillo into 9th spot, and you see Dave Douglas now lurking on the back of the top 10 here in 12th position, lining up Neil and Trujillo, trying to get into the top 10. Just behind them, there's a good little three-way battle here going. Phelps, Greg Spencer and Nigel Patton. Of course, Patton and Spencer are teammates because of their very similar liveries. Josh Calichan here in the 36 car, running out by himself just at the moment in sort of fresh air. Not a bad place to be. Good solid 16th position at the moment. You see a little bit of hard racing going on at the front here. And Spencer's looking to make the move on Phelps. Phelps is able to do a crossover move, keep the momentum and get the position back. So these guys are racing pretty hard here for 30th, 40th and 15th. Just dropping back through the field, sort of looking for new names and battles. Don Gilbert having a good sort of run here on his own in 21st. Stephen Williams has dropped back a bit here as well. He's sitting in 22nd at the moment, which is a bit unusual for Steve. Not sure what's going on there. And Lachlan Ukio in the 42 and Paul Girardi in the 129. Lachlan's looking to make the pass there for 24th position. Norman Clark, those 2 tyres have definitely not worked. He's dropped back down to 26th position now. And Matty Ray, although we have smoke on the track, we have a caution. Looks like Mirko may have had another crash. There's heavy damage to that 62 car. So what we'll do is we'll try and jump back to the replay and have a look, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't break our overlay system again. So just having a look here at the 62 car, Mirko Dorfnet. He's got into the wall again off the corner, and then he's just fishtailed it down the straight. And heavy contact to the outside wall. Spun down to the bottom. Hopefully no one's collected him. It's a good job there from the 57 to get through without making contact. And we can see he's just spun down to the bottom there. Excellent. So that's what brought out our caution there, and apologies, the overlay system has frozen up again, so we're just trying to get back live. So for whatever reason, our overlay system does not like the replays tonight. So we'll just try and get back live. It's just taking a bit of a delay. So it looks like we've had a majority of the field come in for a second pit stop, but we do have a number of drivers who have stayed out. So just making sure that we are live again. We are, and everything is working okay again. For some reason, when we do a replay, the overlay system is not liking that and freezing up and taking about half a minute to come back. So I just have a little bit of a delay on that. Let's have a look and see who pitted that time round. So we just need the order to update. So I'll just wait for them to come around. While we're doing that, I might just take this opportunity while we're waiting for it to update to have a cough and a drink. Right, I'm back. Okay, so the order should be now updated, so let's have a look and see. So we can see here from the stint laps numbers, so we can see who's pitted and who hasn't. So our top 8 drivers have not pitted, they're still out there. They've been out there for 22 laps on these tyres and this fuel. Everyone from 9th position onwards has pitted again, has pitted twice. Looks like maybe even Russell's coming for a top up of fuel, because no, I don't think we'd make it from here. We're still 62 laps away. Well, we can see there's going to be a big difference here now. These top 8 drivers, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I expect they'll be probably a second a lap slower than the cars behind them straight away. So we're going to have a real mix between drivers on fresh tyres and drivers on old tyres. So we could see a few more cautions and that happen because of this, just with the difference of speed and corners. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this one works out. See how the drivers handle this. the lights are out on the pace car, so we will go green this time around. We still have 30 cars out there circulating. Sorry, I think we have 28 cars circulating and 2 cars sitting in the pits getting repairs. As Jason Martin's going to bring them around, bring them to the Geico restart zone. Control this restart. And he's away. The drivers are bringing their cars up to speed now, and already we can see there's 3 wide action back here. These are the cars on fresh tyres coming through. Rich here in the middle of 3 wide pack there, Josh Micklemore on the 31, making a good pass on the inside. That 28 would be the leading car on fresh tyres, I think, and the 31 right behind them on fresh tyres too. Oh, this is going to get dicey. Need a little bit of patience here. There, the contact there of the 28 and 23, but the 28 has managed to get away with it with just going down to the apron. That could have been very dicey. Could have been easily come back up and collected a few cars. See the 11 power through the middle here. We're doing a pretty good job. As we see, there's still 3 wide back here. 28's gathered the car back up and back up to speed, now working his way back through. It's a hard thing when you've got fresh tyres and you're so much quicker than the cars in front of you on old tyres. You want to use that speed difference in those tyres straight away, but sometimes you have to be a little bit patient and pick your spots. Sacrifice a little bit of time just to get that right position on the track to be able to make a clean pass. Oh, so just seeing the 6 car and the 350 drift towards each other. The 28's going to get a run on the inside. We're going to go 3 wide down here into turn 3. They both clear the 0 and 6 and move up. Good pass done there. Well handled. Well handled. I see Foster and Douglas here working their way through as well. Check up our last lap times here just so we can see a bit of a difference in the times. Josh Micklemore's managed to power his way up to the lead. You can see his time of a 31.088 and Martin's time of a 31.692, so almost 6/10 of a second faster that lap around just because of the fresh tyres. As Jones has managed to get past Martin for second as well. Foster and Douglas now working their way up, 7th, 8th and 9th. Really seeing some of those cars that stayed out on those old tyres sort of dropping back pretty quick. One that I can think off the top of my head, just looking here, Raymond Jaeger in the 23 car, now down to 17th. We've still got some really good racing going on up and down through the field here. It's the 57 car. Don Gilbert makes a pass there. The 1-star car, it is. Of course, he's got the 36 of Josh Kellichan behind him as well. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right. As we'll just go back up the front here and have a look, and we can see that Josh McAvoy has cleared out of it. Josh was able to get through that lap, not lap traffic. We've got another caution out. You can see we have another caution. Let's have a look and see. I believe Patton may have been involved. Okay, we'll just have a look and see. We'll do the replay again. It will probably break the overlay system again. So he's already wrecked there. So we'll have a look there and see. So the 90 of Patton. Isn't it funny? We were just watching this pack and I decided to go back up to the front to have a little look, and as soon as we do that, there's a bit of a wreck. Oh, looks like maybe... Yeah, the 36 had a run, and I think the 90 may have come down, and he may not have got the call that there was a car inside, or he may have got it just too late, and he's cut down there on the 36, and he's just turned him there, and let's see, he's come back up the track. Everyone's done a pretty good job so far of avoiding him, and I think he might have got away with that one. So he's turned there. I'll just try and get a good look at and see the evasive action that the other drivers had to do. So 17 gets through there quickly. The 007 does a really good job of passing on the inside. And the 18 and the 20 were able to get down low and stay out of that as well. Alright. So we'll just wait for the overlay system to catch up, which it has done now. No, it hasn't. Still catching up. So I would say we're going to see all those cars that didn't pit the last time will probably pit this time. Just these overlays would catch up, it'd be nice. We can then start moving on to the other stuff. There we are, finally. Just having a little read of the comments. I agree with the nap thing there, Wesley. You got to be really careful with those. If you're going to take a nap, you got to set yourself an alarm. That's what I have to do. Otherwise, I will guarantee sleep through what I'm meant to do. Wesley closely in the chat saying that careful with having a nap after work, otherwise you'll miss your race. So it sounds like Wesley was having a bit of a sleep when he should have been loading into the server to line up to race around Las Vegas. So I'll just have a look at the pit stop count. So we can see most of the drivers have made 2 pit stops. Dave Douglas, the exception there in 11th place, he has done 3. And a number of cars down the back of the field have done 3 plus as well. I don't think Dave would have taken tyres on every one of those 3 stops. I think one of those stops might have been a fuel only. But we never know. Only Dave will know at this point. And if we look at our stint laps here, we can see that once again, top 10 cars stayed out. So everyone from 11th place, which is Dave Douglas onwards, came into the pits that time around. But I've got a sneaky suspicion that because that Dave pitted last time, I think this time around Dave might be just topping up on fuel. Or he might have done tyres, but then he wouldn't have any tyres left, so I don't know. I feel like you would want to keep a set of tyres up your sleeve just to the end, just in case. Sorry, just had to take another little coughing break. I do like my naps, Wesley. I do like them, but I always have to set that alarm. Right, as the lights on the pace car are out, and we're going to be coming around again. That will be Micklemore to control the restart. Good to see Stephen Williams worked his way back up to 7th place. Steve's one who does like different strategies as well. I've seen him right down the back of the field at one point tonight. As Micklemore comes around here, hits the Geico restart zone and he's away. Good jump from that inside line as a whole there. 31, 28 and 53 all got a really good start. You're all going to be... Well, I'm not sure if the 53 is going to be able to clear the 11 or not on the outside. As we see 4 wide down the back there. 3 wide now into the corner. This is going to be the cars on fresh tyres versus cars on old. Just look back up the front there. Just got to keep track of where all the new tyres are versus the old. And Dave Douglas was the one that we thought might have had the freshest tyres. Actually, I can tell. I was just jumping here. Yeah, so Dave Douglas in the 8th position on those freshest tyres. Front's kind of settled down a little bit here. We've got the 31, 28 and the 53 as your top 3. Jones in the 11 settled into 4th and Spurlock on the 350. A little bit of breathing room back to 6th place. They need to keep an eye on Dave Douglas with his fresh tyres here. He's looking to power by the outside. Just can't quite get a gap to use that extra speed around Georgeson. Looking to go 3 wide. Douglas on the outside and Martin on the inside have got fresh tyres. I think Douglas has decided he's just going to use them on the low line. The lap cars this time around doing a pretty good job of holding on. They're not dropping as fast as what the last restart happened with the cars on older tyres, not lap cars. I keep saying they're lap cars. They're not lap cars. They're cars on older tyres. But yeah, they've done a good job this time of holding on. As you see, 35 of JCW. Dave Douglas in the 10 there's just struggling to use that extra pace. Just can't quite get the car position right to use that extra pace to get around Georgeson on the older tyres. And that means that the 35 and the 13 will be able to come up and use their pace and get through there. Got a good round this time round. Should be able to use it coming straight here. It's good hard battling on the edge of the top 10 here. Oh, a little bit of contact there. The driver's done a pretty good job of holding onto the cars. good hard racing here. Of course, Georgeson on the older tyres would be a little bit slow, but he's under no obligation to pull over and let these guys through. It's up to these guys behind him to get the pass done to get past. Strahere's now really up behind, trying to get a good drafting run. I'd say I think Georgeson's doing a bit of a Ryan Newman tonight. If you know about Ryan Newman, the real life NASCAR driver, he was notoriously hard to pass. And I think Luke Georgeson's doing his Ryan Newman impersonation tonight. He's being difficult to pass, but he's not doing anything wrong. He's just not rolling over for the cars to pass him, which is what you want to see. Yeah, we'll just jump back down, see how the rest of the field's going. All pretty spread out, a bit of two wide action going on through the field, as I think we've got a change for the lead. Jaden Russell looking to get past Mickelmore here, and Jason Martin using those fresh tyres to power through the bottom there. The 20 out of Russell's able to hang on the outside, using that momentum. Just see if those fresher tyres, they should eventually lead to Martin being able to make the pass, but if he's had to use too much of them getting back up to the front, although it looks like he's got a pretty good run here. And 28's managed to claw it back and get a little bit of overlap, so a 21 can't come up the track yet. They're still going side by side for the lead here. What that's doing behind it though is it's bunching those cars up again, so we're now seeing the 31 of Mickelmore's right there, the 53 of Foster, he'll be loving seeing this up in front because it means he can close up to that. And I think Joshua Carroll-Warden in the 35 is now in the top 5, and he's trying to catch up there as well. So the longer that these two go side by side for the lead, the better it is for these cars behind, because it's going to close it up and they're going to be right on top of them soon. As I think the 21 and the 28 sort of realised what was going on there with them slowing each other down. Of course they are allied teams, so they will most likely be in the same group chat as in the race. Excuse me. So they might have been able to communicate that, and that they were sort of slowing each other down, and you can see now that they've separated to single file that they're now pulling back out again. But we now have a really good battle going for third, fourth and fifth. That battle at the front really hurt Mickelmore sitting in third place as well, because it backed him up to the cars behind with the fresher tyres, and now we're seeing those cars passing Mickelmore. The 35 of Carroll-Warden, the 13 of Gallagher. Looks like Skurlock's going to make a move on the inside of the 11. And Luke Chahir there is looking to make a move on Stephen Williams in the white and black 98 car. It's for 9th position. Stephen Williams in the 98 knows that the 43's got better tyres and there's not much point putting up much resistance or fighting. Let's have a look through here. So we're down in 15th, 16th position here. Still got Dave Douglas battling behind Luke Georgeson there. As Georgeson's up in the wall there. Now going to be 3 wide. 3 wide down the back straight. Oh, they're bumping. Bit of contact. Bit of hip and shoulder. I think Douglas might have sort of tried to sort of side draft Ryan Newman there and to get the pass done. And be happy to get that pass done. It's still on here for the 90 and the H. Good battle. And this is a battle for 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th spot. So it's a pretty intense battle for even down the field positions. Just trying to get a nice run off turn 4 so you can use that speed down the straight. Twickery's just not able to do it. That high line is sitting pretty good with the momentum. It's a favourite tactic of mine. If I know I'm slower and there's a high line at a track, I like to sit on the high line and stay there and make the cars on the inside work to get past me. It helps me stay in front of them for a little bit. So I've sort of cleared out a little bit now. The 8 of Jamie Nankervis seems to have a bit of a runner of momentum on the low line. Just go back up and check up the front here because we have now Jason Martin has cleared out, but we do have a side-by-side battle for second spot there. JCW and Hamish Gallagher. And Edward Foster in the 53 has managed to jump back up to 4th position as well. And we'll just drop back down the field here. Just checking back in on our battle for 15th, 16th and so 3 wide here for the middle. Oh, lucky blinks in and out there. It's a bit scary when you're wrestling in a big hard pack like that for that to happen. We'll check back down the field here. Norman Clark's sort of running on his own there. Just a number of cars sort of just running out there on their own now, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask Sean how to pronounce his last name. I'm terrible at pronouncing names in the first place, so I need to ask Sean how he wants to pronounce it properly. But I'll pronounce it Doki. Jumping back in here, Stephen Williams has managed to pass Michael Skerlock and jump up to 8th position there. And Ruben Phelps, also another car that likes to sort of start slow and finish strong, in the top 10 now and lining up Skerlock for 9th position. Brian Jones, of course he's on those older tyres, he is dropped down the top 10 now. How's our battle for 15th going? Oh, they're all single file now. They've all sorted it out, so that's good. It was a good long battle, that one. A number of cars in it, but they've all managed to single file and sort it out. As Georgeson is in the pits. Now, with 21 laps to go, is this a stop for fresh tyres? Is this a planned stop? He's just slid too far forward there, he's just had to back it up. So right side tyres. Just right side tyres only. And a top up of fuel, so just to see what happens there, see if there's any other drivers who might need to do that as well. Pretty well spread out at the moment. The top positions anyway. As we have got Micklemore and Ryan Jones all pitting. So we do have green flag pit stops. And we have frozen overlay system again. Let's see what the lap count is doing. I'm just hoping the overlay system will come back properly, because otherwise if I have to restart it, we'll lose all the information from earlier in the race. So, just waiting for it to come back. Not looking promising. As we do have another caution. Okay. And the overlay system's back. Excellent. Gonna have to look into why these overlays are freezing up. Okay, I'm just gonna see if we can work out what the caution is. I see Ryan Jones may be a part of it. Let's play. Let's see what happened. Jones is in the pits there. I think he might have spun on the way out if there's an incident point. Just see if we can fast forward this a bit. Oh, that looks like it. So what's happened here? So we've got the 80 car on the outside, Jones on the inside. Jones looks like he's kicked sideways, come up track a little bit, and then come into the 80. And then for the 98 has had nowhere to go and hit the 11, and then the 09 spinning in the background there trying to take avoiding action. And that spun them out. Right. And that's what's brought out the caution. Alright, so let's go back live and see. My apologies for the delay and stuff here. The overlay system is freezing up sometimes and then coming back in. So it's just taking a little bit longer to get the information up. So yeah, you're right, that's going to really hurt the drivers who pitted under green there, which is going to be... I'm seeing the information here of cars that are one lap down being Foster, Drady, Mickamore, Williams, Gillichan, Neal, Jordson, Jones, Spencer and Gilbert. So I think those drivers will probably be hurt the most from pitting under green. Like as we are finally back the overlay system. So we're going to have a number of wave around cars here in front, I believe. Yeah, so all those cars between the pace car and Jason Martin will most likely all take the wave around. Actually, no, I'm seeing... So taking the wave around now, I believe. Not sure what's going on here with this. But I believe the cars between the pace car and Jason Martin will probably all take the wave around. Jason Martin has been shown as the race leader. So we'll have a look at the stint laps here just to see who's all pitted there. So we can see essentially our top 17 cars, top 15 cars have all pitted that last caution. So they all have fresh tyres. As we see those cars take the wave around now. I think Foster may have got the lucky dog. It's been the first car one lap down. I think he might have got the free pass to get back onto the lead lap, which is why he's not taking the wave around. But I think Josh Mickamore was not so lucky. So that really kind of takes, with 12 laps to go, it really dents the chances of Foster and Mickamore from being able to get a win. It's possibly going to cost Stephen Williams a good solid top 10 finish as well. Ryan Jones will obviously have damage as well, so he will be battling that as well. As the cars come around now. We come to the restart zone. Jason Martin will have control of the field. And away we go. Martin's got a really big jump there. Cleared out. Really good restart so far. Still lots of side-by-side action down for the field. .42 there, blinking in and out. It's a bit of a worry. Oh, it's gone again, back again. You're always worried when you see that in front of you. You don't know where he's going to come back. Drivers racing pretty hard around him at this stage of the race. See Mickamore in the background there looking to make a move. So Foster and Mickamore will be looking to charge through the field as quick as they can. Horse down in 16th and 17th position now. Bit of 3 wide action going down here. Got Lockie and the 42 on the outside, Ukwio, Eddie Ray in the 83, and Dave Douglas in the 10. This is the battle for the top 10 position here. The 8 car is in 9th position, and we have a 3 to 4 car battle, all wanting to get that last position in the top 10. I know from personal experience it always sucks to come 11th or 12th. And you always want to, if you're in that position, you always want to try and get that top 10 finish. So we'll be racing pretty hard for that. Looks like single file up the front there and pretty well spread out. I think this is our first, in saying that, I was about to say that was our first 2 wide action, but in saying that, Urku around the 42, just went 2 wide to make the pass into 6th position. Still big battle right on the edge of this top 10 here. And in behind them, they've got that pack lurking of, I think we've got Mark Smith. He's on the back of that first one. So we've got Foster and Mickelmore on 14th and 15th. Just trying to go as quickly as they can to catch up. Another four car battle for 20th position. Back up the front there, it's still pretty settled here. Martin's got a fairly comfortable gap to Gallagher there. And JCW is just keeping a watching brief on them as well. Lecture here having a good solid run in 4th position, and Skurlock right in behind Lecture here there, which I'm sure Skurlock will be pretty happy about that. Oh, Douglas kicked sideways off the corner there. Oh, he's done a really good job, keep hold of that. Not sure what happened there, but the car definitely kicked sideways on him. I think he's struggling there. I think he's had enough. He's having trouble controlling the car. Oof, and up front here. The 53 and the 31. Being pretty aggressive and racing pretty hard, trying to get as many positions as they can. Just knocking on the door of the top 10s now. As we're down to 3 laps to go, the Skurlock has made the pass of Trahir, I believe. They're still a little bit side by side there. Skurlock making the move into 4th position. Still pretty comfortable out the front there for Jason Martin. Lockie and Ruben both done a good job in 6th and 7th coming up there. Brad Finlay in the green VB car having a good strong run late as well. Looking to try and pass Mark Smith for 13th position. Side by side racing there. Looks like they're going to battle it out to the end, but it is the last lap, so we will try and jump on to follow the leader. As it looks in the background there that Trahir has made the pass of Skurlock again. And looks like Jason Martin is going to be unchallenged, and he's going to cross the finish line in first place, followed by Gallagher and Carol Warden. And Trujillo is going to hold Skurlock off. And coming down, I think just about everyone's crossed the finish line now. So another really good finish there. Once Jason Martin got up to the front there, he made that sort of look a bit easy, being able to hold off his teammate there. But we will just go back to Jason for the victory burnouts. So just having a little bit of a look while Jason's doing his burnouts there. We only had 4 cautions for 16 laps tonight, and 9 changes for the lead. Jason seems to be pretty happy with that one, doing a nice burnout there. So while he's finishing off his burnout, we will quickly run through the results. And while we wait for the drivers to jump into the green room. So, first place was Jason Martin, and second was Hamish Gallagher, Joshua Carroll Warden, Luke Chair, Michael Skurlock made it round out the top 5. Lachlan Urquio, Ruben Phelps, Matthew Raymond, Jamie Nankervis, and Raymond Yeager made up the top 10. So good, nice top 10 finish for Raymond there in the end. Eb Foster in 11th, Josh McElmore in 12th. Caught a lap down, unfortunately, by that last caution after pitting under green, and did their best to try and make up as many positions as they could on the last run, but just ran out of laps. Good strong finish for Brad Finlay. Nice run for Mark Smith in 14th. Nigel Patton 15th. No Tompkins 16th. Tom Neal 17th. Greg Spencer, Paul Drady, and Stephen Williams rounding out the top 20. Luke Jordson, aka Ryan Newman tonight, he was 21st. Josh Kelchan in 22nd. Ryan Jones, Don Gilbert, Norma Clark, Sean Doki, Dave Douglas, Nigel Sadell, Jaden Russell, and Mirko Dortnak rounding out top 30. And then first place, we had Jack Maloney. We do have Steve Hobbit there in 32nd, but Steve unfortunately had an internet issue, so he dropped out for the race. Excellent. All right, well, I'll just line this up and just get ourselves prepped, ready for interviews. So we'll just take me a few moments while I do that. Right, let's see if we can check the green room and see if we've got anybody there. JCW, Matt Hunter up here in the broadcast booth tonight. How was your race tonight?
Yeah, Matt. Yeah. Race tonight was quite good. Actually, I mean, with the way the cautions fell tonight, it was a real head scratcher because we only all of us only had 3 sets of tires, and with the way the cautions came out, pretty much everyone at some point was looking fairly vulnerable to being run over in a hypothetical green white checkered finish, but yeah, managed to come home P3 in the end.
Yeah, there was a number of different strategies where some runs, obviously cars were on fresh tyres and some cars were on a bit older tyres. How did you find the traffic managing you, working your way through on the fresh tyres?
Well, it wasn't actually too bad, really. It's just it was almost just constantly a bit of a chess game, really, because me, Munn, and Gallagher, we were coming through the pack all together. And yeah, like essentially we were just trying to go as fast as we can and get through the field as quickly as we can without burning our tires off. So yeah, we're like all the cars in front of us, they were fairly cooperative, but they were never really in the perfect ideal spot to make the overtake work. Because yeah, like every single ounce of time matters in those situations.
Yeah, it did look like drivers had to use their patience and just wait for the right spot to be able to line that pass up. And unfortunately, it looks like some drivers did get stuck behind some of the slower cars, unfortunately for them. Um, so obviously, we had a good number of cautions that sort of mixed it up. What sort of fuel mileage were you sort of getting? Like, I know that we had a caution, I think about lap 20 was we went green again. So that was obviously going to be an 80 lap run. Were you looking at splitting that up into like halves, like into 40 laps if it went green?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. Like, yeah, as I kind of alluded to earlier, I was conscious of because Vegas is a fairly wide track. I was conscious pretty much all race of a late caution, a green white checkered, or something similar. So yeah, like once that first caution came out, yeah, I was just gonna split the race in half from there.
Excellent, excellent. All right, well, we'll keep it short and sweet tonight. Usual thing of your shout out to your fans and your sponsors and the like.
Yeah. Shout out to my teammates first off. And he had a bit of
Yeah.
a unfortunate night with the way the cautions fell for him and how he got caught out in that last caution. Shout out as well to Norman. He didn't have a fantastic night tonight. Had a self-inflicted spin. Shout out to Daniel Heddersheet as well. And shout out to our sponsors AJD Australia and Fully Forward Limited. And yeah, shout out to the rest of the ANZCAR admins, you, Matt, Danny, and also as well Sean, the new admin on the block, and Carl as well. And yeah, shout out to you again, Matt, for broadcasting tonight and doing essentially all the work yourself. So yeah, really appreciative of that.
No worries. Yeah, you're right. Edward did get burnt very badly on that last caution. Edward and Josh, really. So yeah, very unfortunate for them. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your night. I'll pop you back down the green room.
No worries. Thanks,
Yes.
Matt.
Of course, that was JCW there. We'll try and grab our second place finisher, Hamish Gallagher. Hamish Gallagher, this is Matt in the broadcast booth here. How was your race tonight?
She was up and down. It was fun, exciting. It was plenty going on, Matt. So it was hopefully it was a good race to call. Yeah, usually Vegas is like the setup's real tight. You just get field spread and you just drive around the circle. But yeah, we had different strategies going on. We had a really big field, lots of good guys in here. So that's really refreshing to see. It's cool. Maybe that week off last week spiced things up. People was like, oh yeah, let's have get back into it. So yeah, no, cool race.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think people missed it maybe for a week, and everyone decided to come back out again. But it was good because you're right. There was lots of strategy going on, but we had intense battles going on for like 15th spots. So, but yes, so it was really really good to see. So yeah, how did you find coming through traffic? Obviously, there was a few mixtures where you had cars that were on fresh tires, cars that were on older tires. How did you manage traffic?
Yeah, like on that first time when I was on the old tires and like 90% of the field, it looks like. I think when new tires, you're just cruising around, trying to stay out of trouble. So yeah, I wasn't fighting anybody on that second stint there. We were so marginal on fuel, so I was just cruising around as well. So that's why it took so long to get to the front. Because I was basically clutching it at both ends of the racetrack. I was probably going to had maybe half a lap doing that the entire run. So which is why I managed to get to like second or third or something like that, and then sort of stalled out because I just I don't think Joshy was going to make it on fuel, so and he was going to race me tooth and nail. So I thought I'll just cruise around here behind him, and yeah, it would have been fun to see what happened there if we went green to the end. But I think Trujillo, I'm guessing, was also fuel saving, so he was looking good. So yeah, but as it is, yeah, we had that caution, so I wasn't going to have the short run speed to beat Jace, so we just sort of cruise around behind him, pick up a 1-2. So yeah, still good result.
Yeah, no, excellent result for the team. Obviously, yeah, Josh got burned. Like Edward Foster as well, pitting under green and then the caution coming out.
Burned both times, unfortunately, because when we had that second caution, we're like, well, I've like no way we were all doing the same strategy and all getting burnt. So I was like, I made the call, said I'm going to stay out. Jace said the same thing. Like, well, the others decided they'd pit, but they would have been all right if they hadn't had that caution. But Ed's the first one who took the pit, and they all reacted to it, I think. So Edward normally has really good luck with the strategy. So unfortunately for him, he was and Josh and whatnot. That was not tonight though.
Not tonight. Yeah, indeed. So you didn't really have anything for Jason there at the end?
I think Jace is too good. He was really good. He like jumps and does like 3 laps of practice, and he's right on the pace, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
we'll just cruise around. It's cool to see another winner. It's pretty. I think we've basically had a different winner every single race this season. So it's cool to
I think we have.
to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely good to see.
so it shows how competitive the series is, which is really good look.
Yeah, it definitely is. Excellent. All right. Well, I think that we'll keep it short and sweet tonight. I guess the usual thing of shout out to all your fans and your sponsors and the like.
Yeah, thank you. Just everyone showing up. She was a stacked field, which is cool to see. Hopefully, we can get a couple more in just before the end of the year. Just a big thank you to ANZCAR for the races on you, Maddie, for everything you do. Hopefully, be able to focus on your broadcasting next year, which is cool. If that's what you're looking forward to doing, we have to get you out for one of these races at some point, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, I'm hoping with Sean coming on board, we'll be able to light my load a bit, and I'll be able to start doing some races at some point. Of some
That'd
kind.
be hopefully, maybe looking forward to that. So just well done to Jace again, the win. Josh, JC Dub getting P3. And just Affinity Construction and Maddox Designs. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll just drop you back down the green room.
Yeah, see you, mate.
Wait. All right. We'll just grab up Jason Martin here. Jason Martin, this is Matt Hunter in the broadcast booth here. How was your race tonight?
Oh, g'day, mate. Yeah, pretty good. That was fun. It was interesting in turn 1, 2, where everyone could use different lines, and everyone had some different strategy throughout the race. So, yeah, that was interesting.
It was good to see, with the different tyre strategies and traffic certainly being a factor for everybody. How did you manage the traffic? Working your way through that?
Yeah, I found I could use pretty much any lane I wanted to in turn 1, 2, and I was able to find passing pretty easy on that in turns 1 and 2, but 3, 4, it was a bit of struggle to make passes, so I tried to make all my moves in 1, 2 and get the drive off to get the low entry for 3, 4, and it seemed to work pretty well.
Excellent. Yeah, you did a very good job of that. I think with the different cautions coming out and strategy-wise, were you ever sort of in a conservative mode? Were you saving fuel or anything, or were you just always going flat out?
For a while I tried saving, but I was still going to be 2 laps short, so I said, oh no point saving.
We just go
So
flat
then
out.
so then went flat out, and then about 5 laps later I decided, it's going to be close, maybe I should try saving again. So I saved for a few laps, but then I gave up again.
It's always the way. Excellent. And then obviously the cautions fell in just the right way and helped you. So you're good there. I'm just trying to think what else. I think from your race honestly, your race was pretty quiet. You were just sort of up the front, slowly working your way through methodically and doing a really, really good job of that. And obviously coordinating with your teammates and stuff as well. I think Hamish said that there was a bit of a split strategy going on.
Yeah, we decided to stay out, and normally I just want to follow Edward lately, because normally whatever he does, it normally works. So normally my idea is just follow him now. But yeah, decided to go against it this time and actually got some luck and went my way. And bit of a shame for Hamish. I think he had that race won if it stayed green, because he definitely had the fuel to make it. But yeah, I wasn't going to make it, I don't think. So would have been interesting.
Indeed. Well, nonetheless, it's good to see another winner. I think we've had a different winner in every round this season. I don't think we've had any repeat winners, so it's really, really good sharing it around. Cool. I think that covers it. I guess we just do the usual things. Shout out to all your fans and sponsors and the like.
Yeah, well done to all the guys tonight, and anyone thinking of racing this series, they should. It's probably the best car out of the NASCAR oval cars at the moment, so they should give this series a crack because it's a great car at the moment. Got to thank the sponsors, Affinity, Constructions Australia, Mad As Designs, the boys at Mitch Motorsports, and bad luck to Josh tonight. He was going to get a good result if he got the cautions to fall his way, but a bit unfortunate there.
He was, yeah. Both Edward and Josh got burned pretty hard on that last caution, unfortunately for them. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you for your time. I will drop you back down the green room and enjoy the rest of your night.
Cheers, mate.
And there you have it. That's our top 3 interviews there. So yeah, definitely a mixture of strategies and stuff going on there. But those 3, the top 3 there, sort of got. Well, I don't want to say you got lucky because you make your own luck, really. Fortunate that when the cautions came out, it suited them and their strategies. But let's just quickly run through the top 10 again. Top 10 results. So yeah, first place was Jason Martin, second Hamish Gallagher, third Josh Carroll-Warden, Luke Heron fourth, fifth was Michael Skurlock, sixth was Lachlan Ukio, seventh Ruben Phelps, Matty Raymond, Mr. Consistency, in eighth place, up 22 positions, but not the biggest move by the night. Looks like Lachlan up 25 might be the biggest move of tonight. Jamie Nankervis in 9th and Raymond Yeager in 10th position there, rounding out the top 10. So I think that just about covers it all for tonight. What we might do is might just chuck up and have a little look at the next week's race. Of course, next week, the 19th of October, we are going to Homestead, Miami, 100 laps, race 9 of 11. So we're getting close. We've had 30 races now this year in the Thunder Series across 3 split series. So yeah, we're getting pretty close now to the end of the season, and so another 3 races to go, and that will be it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll see you next week.